Hey everyone, it's Rochelle here with Losing It on Keto, and in this recipe video slash meal idea, what I have for you is I'm planning to make nachos. This is the Precision protein sparing modified fast version, so pretty restrictive. And so I needed to come up with a chip to make the nachos. And so that's what I'm going to show you here. And then I'll show you it as a meal idea. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so now what I have here is I've got the same recipe as the egg crepes that I have made, that I made for the taco shell when I used the mini pie maker for them. And I've used these I've used these in the past as just crepes themselves, etc. So all this is 3 egg whites, and I've used carton, which is 138 grams, and then 1 tablespoon of beef gelatin, another 10 grams. So that's all I have mixed up in here, and then I used my frother here to mix that. Now, I have previously homemade taco seasoning. So I thought this would be good to use. In the taco meat itself, I've used this, and I could use this as well, but because I already had this made up, and you've seen this recipe earlier on my channel when I made PSMF tacos last year. So I'm just going to use this, and I am going to take a teaspoon here. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of the seasoning, because what I plan to do here for these nachos is season my my chips to give them a taco seasoning to go along with the taco meat itself. So this is just a change up to add some variety to the taco meat that I already have. I just think it would be neat. I've had it, as you've seen, as kind of what I was calling, I don't know, a taco pot pie, a taco hot pocket, or I don't know, a taco shell. And I just thought it would be neat to make this as taco nachos. And as you know, I'm on a protocol that's pretty strict, and so I just get a kick out of finding creative ways to do this. And this recipe is so versatile. Like I said, I've made it using other ways. I'm currently contemplating making it as noodles. Indigo Neely has done that. It's her recipe, and she's made them that way. And so it really fits all protocols, particularly this Precision protein sparing modified fast, which is the most restrictive protocol I've ever done, even more so than the ideal protein style. So anyways, I've got the taco seasoning mixed up. I didn't feel like getting out my big griddle, so I'm just going to make these one at a time, and this makes 3, if you recall. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour this into my heated skillet. That'll be the first one. And then as this is cooking, what I intend to do is I intend, when Neely did this at Indigo Neely's YouTube channel, I don't know, she baked them in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour at a very low temperature, and she also fried them. So frying for me is out on the Precision protein sparing modified fast protocol from my Precision PSMF days. And further, I don't know why she went to the trouble the time to bake them. So I intend to air fry them to get out the moisture, because what we're shooting for is like a chip slash cracker type, you know, something crispier. And the gelatin is what's going to allow for that. So I think in less time, I think I can get what I want here as an air fryer via air frying, but we'll see. That's the intent. And then if it works out, I will have meal prepped my dinner. So you see how this has a lot of holes in it? Just like pancakes would. Now it's ready to flip. So after we get these crepes made, I'm going to cut them, put them in the air fryer basket, and then fry them up. So I think this should work. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. And I'm not sure why Neely didn't do it that way. So I've got a cutting board for when this is ready. Okay, this is ready to go. Okay, now we're ready for the next one. And then once this is done, we'll be ready for crate number 3 and have everything we need to make our chips. I'm going to get a paper towel to take out any moisture here. You see that moisture I got out of there? So I'm going to use this paper towel as they come off the griddle or off the electric skillet. And then the other thing I want to point out is because I'm using a non-stick surface, just like the griddle. Both of these are non-stick, so I don't need to add any fat. So once again, very compliant with the Precision Protein Sparing Modified Fast Protocol, which is no added fat. The fat comes from the lean meats. Okay, there's bubbles starting to form, but it's not quite there yet. Okay, I think it's ready. It's pretty well formed. These are pretty easy to make. It takes no time to mix this up. The recipe you can use, like I said, the whole egg white, or you can use carton liquid egg white. I've always used carton. I just find it more convenient. Okay, this one's ready to go. Let me just check that. Yep, it's ready to go. And now let's do the last one. I guess this will be a little bit bigger because I made these a little smaller. Okay, and while that's cooking, I'll rinse this out because you guys know, or may know, I like to clean as I go to make this, to make cleanup and make all of this as easy as possible, to have no excuses to stay on protocol. In this case, because I'm making chips and this is serving as one recipe, so I plan to consume all of this. The size of these doesn't matter, so I didn't worry about that as I was making these. But if you're making them and you want a serving size to be 1/3 of these, then obviously you want to be more mindful of making them symmetrical in terms of, or uniform in terms of size. The only thing that having this little bit bigger one, what may happen is it may be a little more difficult to flip, but given the gelatin, I think it'll set and it'll be completely fine. And then compared to the crepes you've seen me make, remember these are the color that they are because it has the taco seasoning in it. And while we're talking about taco seasoning, let me just caution you, do not buy the Lowry's or the McCormick's or etc. in the grocery store because you're trying to be keto and trying to be healthy, because those ingredients have sugar in them and they have preservatives, etc. So it's just not healthy, not clean. So don't do that. Okay, I think this is ready to flip. Yeah, it's very well formed. I'm not going to have any issue flipping this. Perfect. I got this little ringlet here. Let me put that in there. Okay. So while that's finishing up, I'm going to put these on my cutting board. And we'll keep this for the last one here to get that any moisture out. But I'm going to get a knife and I'm going to cut these for my crackers. Or my chips, I should say. Okay, so you can cut these sides to make them uniform. And we'll still use these, they just won't be as big. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on my tray for my air fryer. Okay, and then I'm going to split this down the middle. And I'm doing it again. I'm going to cut them into like triangles here. I don't want to make them too small because I want something to grab the chip, but I think I'm making these a little too small. So this is what we've got so far. Okay. And you keep going. Let me take this off so we can take out any moisture. Let me turn this off. Unplug it. I just absolutely love, I know I've said this numerous times before, but I just absolutely love this little electric skillet. It is so darn convenient. So easy to move around and get it out of your way. Okay. So let's keep going here. I'm going to go ahead actually and leave that as it is. These here. I'm going to try and get these all on one tray so I don't have to make multiple batches. So I'll probably have to scrunch these together. One of the nice things about the air fryer is that it doesn't require any preheating. These I'm going to try and make a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to go this way. Okay, create some more room for these final 4. Final 4. Kind of funny with the basketball tournament going on. Okay. Last one. Get this out of the way. Okay, this is ready to go in the air fryer. Let me give you a peek what these look like before I put them in the air fryer. Let me make sure none of these are overlapping. Okay, so that's what we've got. I'm going to put these in the air fryer. Then I'll come back and show you what we've got. I'm going to keep an eye on these because honestly, I don't know how long they're going to take. I've got the air fryer at 375, so I'm going to do it at that temperature. And I'm thinking these are going to be somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, but I will let you know that as we go. So I'm going to keep a close eye on them so that I make note for future reference how long these take and the temperature. Okay, I'll see you back in the next segment. Okay guys, I am back and I think these are done because they started, some of them started to brown up, and you can hear that. It's pretty crispy. So the bigger ones are pretty firm, but there's little pieces that have a little bit of give to them. Because they're all not cut uniformly in size. Like this is super crispy. I've declared these done. And so this was 375 for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'll have to check the time. Maybe on the video you can make note of it. But it was about 10 to 12 minutes. I put it on for about 7 or 8, and then I had to add a few more minutes. So it's somewhere between 10 and 12 minutes, but these look pretty good to me. So as I thought that the air fryer would work, it definitely seems to have worked. Now what I don't know is, will these soften up? Because I don't plan to have these until my last meal of the day around 6 o'clock, and it's 12:30 now. So what I don't know if these will soften up throughout the day. We'll see. And if they do, what I'll do is I'll just pop them into the air fryer again for, a minute or two when I'm ready to consume them. And then I'll just make note of these, that I can make the crepes ahead of time, but put them in the air fryer at the time I'm going to consume them. So I'll figure that out as I get closer to mealtime, but this was a very easy meal prep for Precision protein sparing modified fast taco nachos. So I'll come back at the dinner time and I'll let you know how all this worked out. Okay? I'll see you then. Oops. Okay, I'm back. It's dinner time. So back in this segment to finish out my Precision protein sparing modified fast nachos. So in the earlier segment, the previous segment, I thought, based on the result of these, I thought I was going to throw them in to the air fryer to have to crisp them up for a minute or two before serving, because I had meal prepped these. But in actuality, after sitting for a couple hours, these are actually even crispier / more firm than when I originally took them out of the air fryer. So there is no need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead with what I've got here. What I did do is I've got the electric skillet that has my my taco meat that's heating here. So while that's heating, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the plate for the nachos. And I've got various sizes here. But you can hear these. So they are pretty firm. So I think these are going to work out very well with the gravy / liquid from the tacos. So I added a little bit of water to the meat, and I added a little bit of that additional taco seasoning that I had put in these chips. So I've got these spread out on the plate here. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here. I'm going to give this, I don't know, about 30 more seconds. I'm going to have a sparkling water with it. So I'm just letting the liquid thicken up here. Bring that over. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead, turn this off, and detach this and get this out of the way. And then I'm going to get a spatula to serve this over the nachos. Move this over here. And then obviously if you were doing keto, even a clean keto day. So I don't know that I've ever made this point before, but clean keto for me on this protocol, it also includes not having any dairy. So something like this that I would have on a keto day, say in maintenance, you know, I'd top this with some grated cheese and some sour cream. But that's not part of my protocol right now. So, so not for something for me to have at this time, but if you're following one of those ways of eating, this is a way where you can save, you know, by making these chips, it's a way that you can save on fat for things like the cheese and the sour cream, versus having it in, you know, another form of a chip, like the high-low ones, for example, that I showed in the keto products, because that has some fat in it, and so by going with these chips, you're saving on that fat. And I've used those high-low chips for nachos when in maintenance on a regular keto day. But anyways, that you know, this is the protocol I'm following, and hence why, you know, why I needed to find a chip that was just pure protein. And how you could incorporate this into other ways of eating, because if you want more fat, you can add fat to this. So it gives all kinds of versatility. Anyways, let's go ahead and give my nachos, my very restrictive, precision protein sparing, modified fast nachos, a taste here. So because there is liquid, I can tell you, you know, it has softened up the chip, but let's go ahead and give this a taste. What a nice flavor. What a nice change of pace. I don't know. There's something to having things that you've had before on other ways of eating, to be able to still have them even though they require modification. So there you have it. Precision protein sparing modified fast nachos. What a treat this is. Okay. I hope this was helpful for you. Hope you learned something. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.